Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, let's go ahead and talk about The Lion King. In 1994, in the middle of their animated movie renaissance, Disney released their masterpiece, The Lion King. The film, which takes a lot of influence from Shakespeare's Hamlet, is just so wonderfully animated. The facial expressions, the movement, the colors, it's just a beautiful animated film. The story itself is very heavy and very emotional. It teaches about the circle of life, the dealing with death, and letting go of the past. It's just a really good movie for both the younger and older audience. And sure enough, this movie grasped onto the audience like few movies can. It won 2 Golden Globes, 2 Academy Awards, a Grammy, and is currently the 35th highest grossing film of all time. This movie is a masterpiece, and if you haven't seen it for some reason or another, you need to go see it. So with all its popularity, of course we got a video game adaptation of the movie. It sold lots and lots of copies, and, well, I still got mine from when I was a kid. But, how does this game hold up? The movie's fantastic. How is the game? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Lion King. The Lion King was developed by Westwood Studios, who are mostly known for Command & Conquer, and was published by Virgin Interactive Entertainment, who published a bunch of other Disney movie games back in the 90s. So let's waste no time, let's sink our teeth into this game.
It starts.
The game starts you off as a young Simba. You run around the stage, climb on rocks and ledges, and can jump on or roll into enemies. There's a meter on the top of the screen which displays your health. There's another meter on the left side of the screen that displays your roar meter. When your meter is full, roaring at enemies will either freeze them in place or cause them to flip upside down. If your meter is low, roaring does, well, nothing. It refills over time, so don't sweat it. If you're hurt, eat some grubs to refill your health. Bugs are scattered throughout levels, and certain ones will actually increase your health or roar bar. The first level is a great introductory to how to play the game. It's peaceful with a little bit of danger. The complete opposite of the rest of the game. Defeat a hyena at the end to finish off the level. And yeah, once you get to the second stage, you're going to see a big turning point for this game. The second level, Can't Wait to Be King, is a real hassle if you don't know what you're doing. Don't let the great pixel art and cheery music fool you. This stage is ridiculous. There's several points in this level where you have to solve these little puzzles by roaring at monkeys. Once you know the patterns, it's not so hard. To me, the hardest part is the physics of this game. Like this. It's so infuriating! Not only that, but there's a couple of parts where you have to ride an ostrich and you have to either duck, jump, or double jump to avoid obstacles. Ducking and jumping is easy, but the double jumping makes no sense. You double jump and you get hit by nothing. You hit your double jump too quick, you lose. You hit your double jump too late, you lose. There's this certain sweet spot you have to hit to make it. It's frustrating because if you unfairly die, you have to do the damn monkey sequence again. Damn it! Stay calm. Hakuna Matata. With a lot of patience, you can get through this. The third level has you going through the elephant graveyard. The vultures can be a bit of a hassle, but this is a rather fun level with the catchy Be Prepared song playing in the background. You'll fight some hyenas along the way too, and eventually you'll make your way to the end of the level. The next stage has you avoiding getting trampled on by the stampede. This visually stunning level consists of you avoiding the herd from behind, as well as upcoming boulders. When you finish, you get a shortcut scene with Scar.
Kill him.
And then the hyena jumps to his death apparently. The next level, Simba's Exile, can be pretty tough due to the random falling rocks. There's no real pattern to them falling, and they just seem to be there to screw you up. There's some trial and error segments too that will lead to one-hit KOs. Overall, it's pretty easy to die in this level, just because everything in this level wants to hurt you. This whole game is actually really difficult due to the cheap deaths. And you know what? The developers actually did that on purpose. They've been on record saying that they made the game more difficult to combat video game rentals. The idea was that if they made the games more difficult, kids couldn't beat the game within the standard rental period. Upping the difficulty on that monkey level was a prime example of that too. It was a cheap way of getting kids to play and rent the game more. Anyway, onto the 6th level, Hakuna Matata, you'll slide down some waterfalls, jump on waterfall logs, and do your best to avoid enemies. There's spiders that, well, you have no way of attacking. There's even spiders you can collect but will hurt you. And there's a random gorilla that throws coconuts at you. You gotta wait until he's done throwing coconuts and then pounce on him when the opportunity is there. He'll keep running away and you'll have to chase him and do the same thing over and over. Eventually you'll trick him into killing himself, and we move on to the next level where you're suddenly playing as a grown-up Simba. He plays a lot like young Simba, but there are a few differences. Your roar is more powerful now, with the ability to actually kill certain enemies on screen. You can also maul enemies too. There was cute little butterflies and all that when you were young, but now we've reached animal documentary styles of violence. Simba can now bitch slap enemies too. In this level, there's a few spots where you'll have to slap your way through leopards to get Rafiki to come out and let you pass. Once you get to the end, Mufasa encourages you to return to Pride Rock.
You must take your place in the circle of life.
We now got 3 levels left in the game, and they're arguably the hardest and worst of them all. The following level, Be Prepared, is a nightmare. Everything about this level sucks. There's hyenas and leopards everywhere. There's lava spurts you have to avoid. There's bats that get too close, making them hard to attack, so they end up taking a lot of your life. There's a lava platform you have to follow, and if you mess up, you have to kill yourself and start over. And the icing on the cake is that lava will drip from the ceiling, so have fun avoiding that too. Like I said, this level is a nightmare. And the end of the level will leave you scratching your head if you don't understand what's happening. There's 4 little volcanoes that spurt lava and cause rocks to fall down. You're supposed to keep avoiding damage until the volcanoes end up getting blocked by the rocks. It's not that this part is hard, it's just one of those things you don't understand what's happening until it's almost over. The next level, Simba's Return, has us going through cave mazes. You can't enter a cave until you beat all the enemies on screen. The enemies always respawn though, so if you get lost and keep looping through the same section, you're going to be constantly fighting hyenas and likely die a few times. Screw this stage. We finally reached that final level, Pride Rock, and we finally battle Scar. And this fight is hard for all the wrong reasons. But first, the level itself. You'll run into Scar a few times before the final fight. You claw at him enough and he runs away. Lightning will shoot down from the sky and set rocks on fire. That makes sense. And if you're not careful, you'll even get trapped by the fire. Not sure how it works, but some fire disappears after a few moments, so good luck getting through. We reach the top of this area and we go one-on-one with the evil Scar. This is a fight to the death. Let's keep attacking him. You know he's weakened when he starts panting, so let's kill him.
A few moments later.
Alright, so no matter how much you attack him, he won't die. It turns out you have to throw him off the cliff. I'm not sure how to do that since you don't do that to any other enemy in the game. I have to look it up on the internet and everyone is saying press B and C at the same time. I keep trying the combo, but it's not working. Maybe I just have to wait for that right moment.
3 days later.
It's still not working. Oh hey, I did it! But I threw him in the wrong direction. Ugh! So I have to get him to corner me onto the ledge and then hope that I can throw him. Ugh. I've honestly been trying to throw him forever and I'm contemplating just giving up, but somehow, someway, I get it to work. I beat the friggin' game. Scar is dead, Pride Rock returns to normal, and Simba is the rightful king.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
So, The Lion King, how does it hold up today? As if you couldn't tell, not very well. This game just doesn't do the movie justice. Like I've been saying throughout this whole review, the game is extremely difficult. Random falling things to cheaply decrease your health bar, random instant kill sections, respawning enemies in mazes to mess you up. It's hard. I don't think it would be that bad though if the controls themselves just weren't so clunky. That's what probably pissed me off the most, especially on the second level on the ostrich riding part, and also something as simple as jumping on hippos' tails but not connecting when you should. It sucks. A lot of the time the jumping just feels off, like you don't move as smooth as you should. And of course there's the battle with Scar. It should have been something a bit easier to control. I had trouble myself trying to figure out how to defeat him, but as I was looking up the controls, I saw that so many people had the same exact issue. I couldn't imagine any other game where you get so frustrated going through a hellish playthrough just to get to the final boss and none of your attacks work because you didn't press a previously unknown button combo at the right millisecond at the right position of the stage. This is a game for kids and the developers made it way more difficult than it should be, just because they wanted to battle video game rentals. How was Aladdin, a game published by Virgin Interactive a year before, be so much fun, but then let Lion King flop to this level right after? It makes no sense. But I will give the developers credit where credit is due. This game was actually really well animated for its time. Those little cutscenes between stages seem unimpressive now, but back in 1994, it was amazing. The game just looks and it sounds great too. The soundtrack to this game is very charming. The game has, I believe, all the music from the movie in some shape or form, and it works well. The voice clips here are appreciated too.
If you ever come back, we'll kill ya!
The developers did a great job translating the story of the movie to the video game form well. I mean, we don't see characters like Nala at all, and Rafiki is shown only so briefly, and Timon and Pumbaa only appear in bonus stages, which I guess isn't too bad of a deal, but the story of Simba is told very well here. As great as the game looks and sounds, and it does indeed have its moments of fun, it could have been a lot better. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? What do you think of The Lion King for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo? And you know what? Speaking of The Lion King, The Circle of Life and all that, I actually have a small announcement. My wife and I are having a kid, and that kid is due, as the recording of this video, he's due in about 7 weeks. So, if you guys been paying attention to my last videos, my last couple of reviews, I did not appear in them. I just kind of did some voiceovers. Those were easy for me to make. They were less time consuming, and doing all this, going to be a dad and all this baby prep and stuff, I don't have as much time to work on my videos as I would like. So since this isn't a necessity for me, this whole channel is very much a hobby for myself. You're probably going to see more videos like that, and I don't want to say how often I'll be able to make videos because I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is my first kid, this is our first kid, and yeah, there's still lots of games I want to review, lots and lots of games, but stay tuned for more videos. I don't know when, but I'm going to try my damnedest to get more reviews out. But if you don't see as many videos, please understand. So, like always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you when I see ya. Take care.